Recently I decided to start work on a different kind of project. One that isn't necessarily a single model, but like my models still has a basis, and perhaps could even service those single models that I already have. Using an old piece of Bachmann track, even though I'm starting to hate this easy track shit, I decided to build a diorama of Brendam Docks, one of my favorite locations on Sodor. Keep in mind that this is all still a work in progress, and I definitely plan to add a lot to it, but for now let's see what I've been able to achieve with the parts that I do have. Starting first with the track itself. Like I said, I'm starting to hate this easy track stuff, and one of the main reasons for that is the joiners. As you can see here, this part of the track doesn't even have one. I didn't even notice that until making this video. Seriously, I went back and checked and everything. Oh, son of a bitch. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and fix that. And because I'm so iffy on easy track as a whole, I decided for now to not ballast the track and instead try to detail around it. I added miscellaneous wood ties around the track, as well as tiny plants here and there, and I would follow the same sort of scheme with the back corners. Again, adding shrubs, wood, and this time barrels, as well as a small rock in the back. I don't know, it just seemed fitting. The other corner will be detailed much the same way, but for now is a bit more bland, only featuring a diesel fueling station and a single shrub, but with time I'm hoping to add on to this little section, and perhaps the diorama as a whole. I love the idea of a beached Bullstrode, but before we get to Bullstrode we have to worry about more significant characters, and I would argue that there's nobody more significant to Brendam Docks than Cranky the Crane, which honestly is one of the highlights of the diorama, and one of my favorite customs due to his little seagulls, and while in time I would like to add a Big Mickey, Cranky is currently the only crane that sits on the diorama. Where Big Mickey would be at the moment sits a small worker's hut. I know the shrubs here are totally not accurate, but they're actually stuck, and while I enjoy this piece here, it's honestly more of a sit-in. That is until I'm able to find or possibly make a Big Mickey or other crane, though I'm not sure where I would start with such. The side opposite to the hut is also kind of barren at the moment, but for now features a forklift and a group of crates. You're probably wondering why the pier is brick instead of a gravel substance, and there's actually two reasons for such. One, I had an abundance of it, and two, being in the RWS, the piers of the docks actually appear in a brick, albeit in a different color to mine, so I guess it's more of a loose inspiration. Lastly is the large warehouse in the back, which I've decided to add a bunch of miscellaneous junk onto, more in an attempt to bring out the mania and mess of a dockyard. However, it does also make for good storage. One of the main intentions of building this was to give a nice home to some of the models that I wasn't actually running, or at least be a nice attraction to show models off on. So in the end, this kind of works out perfectly. At the moment, it's holding a thumper and a large shipping crate. While we're on the subject of the warehouse, now might be a good time to mention that, yeah, it lights up. Honestly, a little too well, so on the chance I'm trying to focus on what's actually inside of it, or perhaps I'm running trains in a low light environment, I at the very least can use this for a source of light. This was done by placing an LED strip in the roof of it that connects to a battery pack that's also hidden in the roof. Though there's more I plan to achieve, currently I'm quite satisfied with the diorama itself. There's just a lot I wish I could source and add. In time I would like to implement this into an actual layout, but for now it does its job well of looking good while the engines look good on it. I will definitely be going back to add more to this thing, and honestly enjoy building dioramas like this, and actually have a couple plans for some, so with time expect to see plenty more of these. Though as a whole it's not the most accurate to Brendam Docks, I still tried to use as much reference as I could. For example with the RWS look of the piers, or even the warehouse as such can be seen in the model series. However, I would utilize a little bit of creativeness and do my best to try to make it feel like it was mine. As to why the back is decorated like so, as well as the warehouse itself being open and of course the temporary inclusion of Thumper, but as a whole I still feel as if it captures Brendam Docks quite well, and to that much I'm definitely proud. Again, I not only plan to add more to this but actually add on to this, perhaps even add an entirely new section, so be on the lookout for even more updates on this thing, and if you have any suggestions be sure to let me know down below. Hopefully you guys enjoyed taking a look at my Brendam Docks display. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Get out of my way!